All right, everyone. It looks like we are finally live. Sorry about the delay. We had some crashing of computers, and we are, as you can see, short Rob today. He is out at training, so you are getting the show of your life. I'm joined here with myself and Christopher. Christopher, how are you tonight?
I am good, Ken. How are you this evening?
Well, we are better now that we are live. We have made it on our first step towards the best. This could be a Muppet Show, let's be honest. This
It's
could go awry. We're not sure. So I'll start with introductions. My name's Ken. I'm with Ken's Kreations. You can find my blog over at www.creativeken.blogspot.com. You'll see all my tutorials and videos there. I'm joined this week by Christopher Allen and Michelle Maybell. Christopher, where can we find all of your great stuff?
You can find my YouTube channel at the link that is below here, and you can also find all of my information at ChristopherADesigns.com, and you can also go to my Facebook page, which is just Christopher A Designs.
Perfect. And we are also joined by Michelle Maybell, and she'll tell you where you can find all of her stuff.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, I'm Michelle, and I'm design team leader for ScrappyDew, and you can find my blog at michellemybellcreations.com.
Perfect. And we are tracking comments through YouTube, and we're also doing it through the Google Plus page. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us, and we are monitoring questions. If you've never done this before, you can watch live through the Google Hangout or through YouTube, and we can also play this back at any time if you missed something. So, Christopher, what is new in the Cricut world? Any new great exciting news or anything that you've seen?
As of right now, I just made the announcement last week about the app, and we're just waiting on more information for that. As of right now, my favorite thing that's happening right now is the new cartridge. I can never remember the name of the cartridge. You'll probably have to help me out with that. I think it's called Family something
The
Family.
family album?
Yes,
Yeah, they
Family
just came out
album.
with it today. Mm-hmm.
And I like the font that comes with it. But as of right now, we haven't really heard much. I think they're just very, very busy with the app.
Yeah, and the great thing about the family album cartridge is it is part of the subscription. So everyone who is part of the subscription should have that loaded into their design space. So I highly recommend going ahead and taking a look at that, because a lot of people that get the subscription, one of the nice things is you get access to those images immediately. So absolutely. Now, one of the questions that is already getting some live feed on there is people talking about what adhesives they use the most when using projects. So the question is, besides our cutting machines and software programs, we use many different products to create our projects. So my question for tonight is, what type of glue adhesives do you use? Now, I have went through a lot of trial and error on glue and adhesives. What's your favorite adhesives to use?
Uh, the one that I probably use the most is my ATG gun. If anybody watches my channel, they know that I was against the ATG gun for a very long time, simply because it is very bulky. I have it right here. It is kind of cumbersome whenever you're trying to do a smaller project. So I don't use this all the time. I only do it when I'm doing like larger projects. Most of the time, I will just use a small tape runner. Of course, I don't have one sitting here now. Oh, here we go, like a small tape runner like this normally. But for a wet glue, I'll use the Tombow Mono. I like the clear. A lot of people do not like the clear because they say that it comes through their paper. It's not the glue, it's the paper. The more inexpensive your paper is, the more that it is going to show through. If you have a better quality paper, you're not going to see anything bleeding through with this glue. And I also use the glue pen. Of course, again, there's not one sitting here, but it's the blue glue pen that I use very often as well.
Okay, I think that's is it the zigzag
This guy.
glue?
We'll just pull out a big
Okay,
one.
yep. The zigzag glue pens.
By
Those are quite
yeah.
popular. So I also
What's
use
your
the
favorite?
well, the AGT gun is my favorite. I always say AGT, which is America's Got Talent. So I think that's incorrect in every single one of my YouTube videos. I say AGT gun, and I just now figured out it's actually ATG gun. That is
I think
hilarious.
I've actually told you that before. And you ignored me.
Okay, so you really shouldn't craft and watch America's Got Talent at the same time because you get it mixed up all the time. And you're telling people, I want to go watch ATG, and they're like, what are you talking about? But anyways, so I use my ATG gun, but one of my secrets is I use the purple one, which has a nice wider, so I use that for my card bases, so I love that. But my other favorite adhesive is Pop Dots. I use Pop Dots on everything. I like to pop everything up, give it some nice dimension, Pop Dots. But I actually, on the other kind of glues, the only thing I don't like about some glues is if I put too much, it ripples my paper, and it looks like I have little waves in my paper, so gotta be careful. So, but those are my favorite go-to. I probably use the ATG gun over anything. It's nice, it's easy and convenient, and the tape runner. So, some other ones that people have been commenting on, there's a lot of different ones, and I know a lot of people get their favorite glues and stick with those glues, but some of the ones that I saw, double stick tape is a huge one. I use double stick tape for a lot of things. A lot of people use, and I'm sure you've done this, Christopher, but if you've cut a card and it's very intricate, instead of trying to take your glue and go over all of those, it's really nice to actually spray the back of the card with like a spray adhesive, so I'll do that a lot of times. So if you haven't done that, it makes your life a lot more easier. Just take Post-it notes along the top of the card, use that spray adhesive, it works great. So some people are also is saying that. So anyways, I think
is also very. I've been using that a lot recently.
this tape.
The Post-it note tape.
Oh, Post-it note.
It's like a low tack adhesive. I use it a lot when I'm using dyes for die cutting because it does not damage the paper, and you can reuse it over and over again just like you would a Post-it.
Gotcha. So I do believe Michelle has some stuff ready to go for some tutorial information. So let's go ahead and take a look at what she has for us.
Okay, my tutorial is going to be in Inkscape. We had a customer ask how to create a PNG file from, how to create a SVG from a PNG file. So what I'm going to do is demonstrate that tonight. I'm in Inkscape now. I have it opened up, and I'm going to go to File and Open, and I'm going to open the Holly. And I'm just going to click OK. Okay. Now I'm going to go to Path and Trace Bitmap. And I'm going to go to Colors and Remove Background. And I'm going to click on Update. And as you can see, it didn't quite get the whole trace. So I'm just going to go up one more, click Update again, and it looks like we got it. And I'm going to close out this window. I'm going to separate that, and I'm going to delete the PNG image. Now I'm going to go up to Path and, Object, and Ungroup. And I'm going to select the shadow layer, and I'm going to get the veins from the leaves. And the rest of this we won't need, so I'm just going to delete that. Okay, and then I'm going to go to Path, and I'm going to break apart these little objects right here that are part of the berries, and I'm going to delete those. Okay, now as you can see, some of this didn't trace properly right here, the part of the vein. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix that using node editing. And I'm going to go up to, sometimes when I'm node editing, I like to work in the outline. So I'm going to go to View, Display Mode, and click on Outline. And then I'm going to click on the Edit Paths. Okay. And I'm going to click right here, and I'm just going to move this node up a little bit, just to about right about there. And I'm going to select the handles a little bit to widen it. And just for now, for demo purposes, I'm going to leave it like that. And then I'm going to go to my selection tool, and I'm going to select it. And I'm going to go back up to Path, and I'm going to go click on Union. Okay. And just for demo purposes, I'm going to say we just fix these as well. Okay. And I'm going to go back to View, to Display Mode, and put it back on Normal. Okay. And I'm going to select the shadow layer here, and I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to slide it off to the side. And then I'm going to break it apart. And we're going to delete these little parts right here. And then I'm going to change the color. I think I will do it a light green. So you're going to click on the fill right here. And then I'm going to move the layer to the bottom. And I'm going to slide this in and position it in to the berries right about there. I'm going to select all. And I'm going to go to Path and do a exclusion. Move that off to the side a little bit. I'm going to click on the shadow layer, and I'm going to break it apart. And I'm going to color this a little bit darker. And I'm going to go to the fill. That will bring up your window, and you can change your colors here. And there's stroke, and there's a stroke style. So you can change all that information right here. And I make that a little bit darker green. And then I'm just going to click on the X to close the window. And we're going to move that to the bottom. And I'll just move it over here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is take the circle tool, and we're going to, let me zoom in a little bit. I'm going to draw out some berries. Fix this over here. Okay. And you can just drag in the handles and resize it accordingly. And we'll do it again for the second one. That looks about good right there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select them all, and I'm going to duplicate them, and I'm going to slide them down a little bit, and we're going to go up to Path, and we're going to go to Union, and I'm going to change that to white. Move them over a little bit. Now I'm going to select all these little highlights from the berries, and I'm going to put that at the top layer, and we'll position them over the berries. And that looks about good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these, the highlight and the berry. I'm going to go to Path, and I'm going to go to Exclusion, And we'll do that with each of the, oops, we'll do that with each of the berries. I don't think I got that. Okay. And I'm going to position this on top. And we're just going to move that down one layer. Let me go back. And I'll move it into place. And there's your SVG. So then all you have to do is just go to File and Save As, and then give it a name, and we'll just call it Holly 3 for now, and just click Save. And there's your SVG file from the PNG image.
So you would use this a lot for when you are doing print and cut, I'm assuming the PNG files I use for print and cut. Christopher, is that, you use PNG files mostly for your print and cut, or are you using JPEG files?
I try to use the PNG as much as I possibly can, simply because within Design Space, it automatically knows where it's going to cut around with a PNG file, whereas with a JPEG you're doing a lot more cleaning. But I have used a lot of these type of files in Inkscape as well whenever I've designed some different SVGs. I think it's personally easier to use the PNG files.
Yeah, I like the PNG files just because of the cleaning on them. It makes it nice and easy. It's a real quick 3-step easy process. I don't use Inkscape as often as I should. I know a lot of people out there love Inkscape, but I haven't dove real deep into it. Is it something you've used a lot for, Christopher, or is it something more that you use other programs?
For creating SVGs?
SVGs or PNGs, just what Michelle showed. Do you use Inkscape a lot?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't used Inkscape probably in a little while, just simply because of using using the shadow of images and stuff like that are just as easy to use in Design Space. The only time that I really would use Inkscape is if I was creating my own title or something like that, and I haven't really had a need to create anything lately. A lot of the things that I present on my different pages, for instance, like fonts and monitoring things, I have to create in Inkscape.
All right. So I was looking at a few of the questions. Some other adhesives I just wanted to point out really quick. So a lot of people are sharing their adhesives. I also forgot Xyron is a big one. Do you ever use the Xyron creative stickers?
I use it all the time. I don't think I could.
How do you get the adhesive off? Because that's what I do. I get really excited. I run it through my adhesive roller, and then I rip it, and then I have all that little glue in between all the spaces. So what do you do to eliminate that?
I use this trusty dusty bone folder, and all you do is you make sure that you smooth all around everything, press it down very, very well, and once you do that, you pull it up, because basically what's happening is you have two layers. Like, say this is the bottom layer, and the adhesive is down on the bottom layer. So any of the adhesive that's in between needs to stick to that clear piece. So by rubbing, you're pulling up all of the in-between pieces, and they get stuck onto the clear piece. Without doing that, the clear piece is not the Xyron, and I don't think that I have mine sitting right here, of course, but the Xyron does not put enough pressure to make sure that all of those pieces are adhered to the clear part. So by burnishing it down with a tool, you can use a popsicle stick, you can use a bone folder. That takes away all of that.
I just use my finger.
You could do that too.
Yeah, I'm not as advanced as you. I know a lot of people will use.
He said a bone folder is advanced. I have seen some of your
Well.
videos. I think you are past the bone folder, my dear.
So, anyways, keep sharing your favorite adhesives. I have recently fallen in love with Arlene's tacky glue. I don't know if you've ever used that. Have you ever used it? It's pretty tacky. I guess that's why she calls it tacky.
I used to watch her. I think we had a conversation about this, and everyone, please comment and let us know if you have watched this as well. I used to watch Eileen, whatever. I think that's how you pronounce it, Eileen. I'm not sure. When I was little, she had a show. And I used to watch her craft show, and I loved it. Now, I think I can't tell you exactly, because I don't even remember what age I was when she was on, but it was a long time ago. And I absolutely loved her. So please comment below if you remember that show or you remember her crafting show, so I don't feel like I'm the only one that ever watched it.
I've seen Martha Stewart's show.
We also talked about... what was her name? Carol Duvall. We talked about her at one point, and you didn't know who she was either, but she is also one of the first ladies of crafting. So everyone, please, if you have heard of these two lovely women, and you know that Eileen is not just a glue manufacturer, and she had a show, please comment below, because Ken refuses to believe me that these women really exist.
I don't refuse to believe you.
You just don't believe me.
I don't. I just have not heard of them. I think I've heard of Carol Duvall in passing, maybe.
She used to be on HGTV. She was like the big show on there whenever HGTV first became a thing.
Huh. Interesting. Well, keep commenting if you've seen these wonderful shows that Christopher's made. I mean, not made up. I'm sure he's actually watched them.
I know that all of these. I know that someone has to say.
See, he's already looking through the comments.
I am.
But anyways, I do believe Michelle has some design team stuff that she is actually going to show from the ScrappyDew design team. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that.
Okay, that'll be 1 minute. I'm gonna get my screen up here.
We could still keep talking about Carol Duvall.
Let's see if there's any questions or anything. I don't think anything has been updated. I'm hoping that someone has seen Carol Duvall. Someone has been.
So was it just she just did great things?
Was it? Yeah. The strange thing is I don't think that she ever like created any projects or anything like that. Why are you laughing?
Because so instead of watching cartoons as a child, you were watching Carol Duvall. I just want to make sure I'm getting this correct.
Look at everyone knows to all of they all know who this person is, and I'm so happy. And yes, Paulette, I can remember. I can't even tell you how young that I was whenever I was watching Eileen. I can barely remember the show, so I was very, very, very young whenever I watched it. And I'm not even sure if I watched it when it was on in real life. I think that I watched it like in reruns, possibly.
So when I was watching Transformers, you were watching Carol Duvall.
That's correct. And that's how things happen. First of all, you were not watching just Transformers. You were probably watching Carol Duvall as well, or you were watching some sort of other design thing, because you don't get all this cuckoo design from nothing. Something. The Transformers don't show you how to make cards, I can tell you that much.
Well, they do transform things, okay? So they transform into other things, and that's what I'm doing.
They do. What?
Transforming creativity into reality.
That's gonna be my new tagline. You just figured it out. I cannot wait to say that at the end of every single one of my videos. I am going to say from this day forward, what was it? I need to write.
Turning creativity into reality. I think that's your new tagline, Christopher.
That is my new tagline. I've been looking for one forever because I'm so jealous of yours.
When you put out a video again, which usually takes you a couple months,
I can't stand you.
If I can hear you behind all of that loud music, then we'll be good.
Oh, you are just too precious. back to creating or changing reality or turning creativity into reality. I think that we had a couple more things that it's there. There's there's Kathy just said Carol had lots of guest crafters onto demo projects and show off their creations. She would watch and always amazed at what some people were making. She was. I agree. She used to, and you can actually go onto YouTube because I have found her back episodes, and it was almost like she was always very amazed because it almost seemed like she was learning as everything was happening. Like her guests were actually teaching her how to do things. She very rarely did a craft on her own. And she was almost very similar to the Mr. Rogers of crafting because she would go to like events and she would take you on location. I mean, she was the best. She literally was a crafting. She taught a lot. But Eileen, she brought a lot. She had a lot of people on with her as well. But she promoted her product a lot on the show. It was a lot about her products on the show.
All right, I give it to you. You are correct. These people are not imaginary. I believe you.
Thank you. I mean, everybody does. Wait, I had the glue gun. She did. What was I trying to say? Oh yeah, I remember that glue gun. Oh, Carol Duvall was on PBS. Let's see. I'm reading other things. There's a Handmade Card said there is a new HSN style craft channel opening December 1st. I think I did hear about that.
Yeah, I think actually Ginger. I think Ginger, the one, she used to be the spokesperson for Cricut. I think she's heading it up, or she's going to be one of the demonstrators on that show. So on her page, she just announced that. So I think it's coming from, I want to say the United Kingdom is where it was really big.
Yeah, I think we talked about this.
Yeah, and so it's coming here, and it's going to be a lot of demonstration stuff. So I look forward to seeing what it's all about. But it does look like Michelle is ready for her design team stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look at what great things they've taken from imagination to reality.
They've had enough from Carol and Eileen. So we're moving on to design.
Okay, could you see it?
I see a little dog that says woof.
Okay, could you see my screen?
That's rude, Ken. I can hear
you. These are cards created by Jenna, and this is a Halloween card, and she made them for her neighbor's children. And she used the Costume Kids Halloween file, and the Costume Kids file, and that could be found in the Halloween category. And that's the second card. And this next project is by Marge, and this is a magazine note card holder. And she entered this project in the challenge on the Facebook page, that we have a challenge going on right now. And you have to create a card holder and 3 cards. And the challenge runs till November 15th. And the winner will receive a $20 ScrappyDew gift certificate for the store. And this is a snow globe card, and this is created by Monica. And she used the Joy, Peace, and Love 2012 pattern file, and that could be found in the Christmas category. And that's what the card looks like opened. And this is a Halloween card created by Monica as well. And she used the Scrappy Sillies Halloween file, and that can be found in the Halloween category. This turned out really nice. It's a side view. And that's all the projects for tonight.
All right, that looks like some really good projects, and I'm sure that now we're going to be seeing a lot more of Christmas projects coming out through the design team. So, so Christopher, I have a question for you. Have you ever served on a design team?
I have. I actually serve on a design team right now. I am on a design team, and you're going to make me have to look for things. I'm on a design team for PPBN Designs. Nikki is the designer. She is absolutely fantastic. I can show these are, I don't know if you're going to be able to really see them that well with my lighting, but these are some cards and plus it's kind of hard because I put them all in the plastic once I finish with them. But if you are on my Facebook page, you have seen most of these cards before, but I absolutely love her different files. Here's one that I did for Halloween, and here's Jeannie. And I believe Ken of Ken's Creations, you serve on her design team as well, correct?
I do. I'm not as regular now because I was doing a project every week. I was doing a project for her and for ScrappyDew for every week, and then my contract got up with her, and so I'm just kind of doing it periodically and posting some things. So great site. And then, of course, I did design for ScrappyDew for a short period of time, and then my first design team was with Dr. Phil Scraps. He's a close to my heart independent consultant, and so I did a lot of designs for him. So I've had some really cool opportunities, and I really encourage anyone out there who's ever thought about going on a design team, don't be afraid, just put through your submission because it's a lot of fun, a lot of creativity can happen on that. So what do you got going on right now? I know you just finished your Halloween series, right? That's all done.
I did. I actually cut that a little bit short because of the pop, but I am currently working on Christmas. I am going to kind of try to do some different stamping videos. I've been working on them. I've been getting into stamping a lot lately. I am not putting my Cricut away. Don't worry. It is going to be it's going to be very close to me. It never goes very far. But I do want to get into some of the more hands-on crafting and kind of evolve into all the different types of crafting as my YouTube channel began. Obviously, I was doing a lot of Cricut Explore videos simply because the Cricut Explore was brand new. The Cricut Explore is why I started my YouTube channel. I started my YouTube channel 3 days after I received my Cricut Explore for my birthday. So that is why that all began. But I'm going to try to get back into some inking as well as some stamps. Just kind of do some new crafting, but of course, again, the Cricut will be used sporadically throughout that 12 days of Christmas that I'm gonna start here shortly.
So how do you cut around your stamps? Because that's one frustration I have on stamps is I don't do a lot of stamping. I'm trying to get better at it, but you stamp and then you have to cut around it. I do know with Close to My Heart, their stamps will coordinate with those cartridges, but what's the best way you can cut around your stamps? Because I know a lot of people kind of avoid stamps just because of that.
Well, I have two different ways that I do it currently. One of my absolute favorite stamp manufacturers is Lawn Fawn. I love their stamp sets. I love their designs. They are just absolutely wonderful, and they have, I'm trying to find one of those stamp sets right now that has these included that I'm going to show you. With this stamp set here, this one is called, I think it's called Monster Mash, yeah. With a stamp set like this one, normally first of all, what you can do is you can take this, and there's a glare, you can take this sheet, it's actually not attached to the stamps, it pulls off, and you can go ahead and you can put this, scan this right into your Explorer. I believe you actually have a video on that, but you can scan this sheet directly into your Explorer, and then that will cut around, obviously, the shapes. Or with most stamp sets that Lawn Fawn does create in this larger size, they do have, they're called lawn cuts, and they are actually, they fit perfectly around the Lawn Fawn stamps. And what you can do, and of course my example is in the other room, once you do that, it will cut perfectly around the image. What I suggest doing is coloring the image beforehand. Here I have some, that what I'll do is I'll stamp out a bunch of them, Here's some that I did for a project that I did earlier today. I'll stamp out a bunch of them, and then I will take my markers and I will go ahead and color those with my Spectrum Noirs, and I'll do that before I actually put the dye around them and cut them out, simply because I think that it's easier. I've seen a lot of people do videos where they cut them out first, and they're struggling to try to get around the image, so I definitely would color everything in first, always stamp multiples, because you never know if you're going to mess up on coloring, and then you can use those dyes, of course, to cut them out. But the dyes are probably the easiest way to do it. You can get them coordinating with the set, but again, you're no stranger to scanning everything in and cutting them out that way.
Yeah, in the video I actually showed how you can scan in and actually draw with the Cricut Explorer, but you can do the same thing now, especially with print and cut, and you can change the colors in print, and you can actually cut them out now, which I absolutely love. So I use that trick all the time. I think you are hitting your microphone, maybe. Are you back with us? Yes. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah. I don't know
so
what happened.
you know what the video I would love for you to do? As a child, loved coloring with crayons. However, I am not very good at it now. And your cards that you post on Facebook are really good, so you should do a video on how to appropriately color and shape.
With crayons?
I don't know. No, with your Spectrum Noir markers.
Oh,
you haven't done anything to show people how to color properly.
I have to. I was on a mission about 2 months ago to have every single Spectrum Noir marker. And I have every single Spectrum Noir marker now. And I really need to start doing some videos on shading and coloring with them. I've had a lot of questions about that. And I just really need to do it because I love doing it. I love using the markers to shade and using the different colors. So I just need to one day just turn on the camera while I'm creating cards and while I'm doing it, and just do them. And I actually have some to give away. So whenever that happens, watch, and I'll probably be giving a few sets away whenever that video comes out.
So on a
personal note,
yeah.
Or you just say you just want me to send them to you.
Well, you can send me anything you'd like. I will feature them in a video. Absolutely. So on a personal note, and I'm not sure if you want to talk about this, but I hope you do, how is your dog? Because I know you had some health scares with your dog, and I know a lot of people have been asking.
Yeah, he's doing very, very well. I want to thank everyone for the prayers and the outpouring of support. We had quite a scare there for a minute with our little Brutus Monroe. If any of you follow my YouTube channel, one of my very first videos that I did on the creating a silhouette and putting it on a paper bag, he was one of the examples, and he's actually doing much better now. We took him to the vet, and they did a lot of blood work and a lot of tests, and we discovered that he is diabetic. So now myself and Rob have made a lot of adjustments. We now get up every morning at around 5:30, and we give him his insulin together. We obviously can do it separately if we have to, but as of right now, since it's just kind of starting, it's easier for one of us to hold him and obviously the other one to administer the insulin. His diet has changed drastically from what it was before. He now eats prescription dog food. He gets only a limited amount twice a day. So it's just, I mean, it's just like having, a diabetic family member or having a diabetic child. I mean, once you find out, your life changes, and you would do anything for them. So we're just we're making the adjustments. Luckily, things have worked out very, very well. It's just getting up earlier and getting much more tired in the evening, but everything is good, and he is better than ever. I mean, his symptoms have completely subsided. He is more energetic than I think he was 5 years ago. So I think that everything is working. It's just getting into that mix of things. But luckily, I think he's very lucky because he's with his dads that will absolutely take care of him. And I don't know if many people would be able to, take that on, I guess. The vet was very, very happy that we decided that we were going to continue on and do everything that we could for him, because I guess a lot of people, unfortunately, will put their dogs to sleep when they learn that diagnosis, and that was not even in the realm of a question for us. And we will make sure that Brutus lives his life to the fullest that he possibly can, and he's doing very well now. So thank you, Ken.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So first of all, I want to thank everyone for being with us tonight. This was our first show without Rob, and there were some technical difficulties, and we appreciate you guys sticking through them. And next week's show will be amazing, let me just tell you, because we've figured out all these bumps and now know how to use Google Hangouts. So it's a learning process, right? I guess it's when you craft your first card, it's never perfect.
No.
I could imagine some of our cards when I had to have it perfect. I don't know about you. I don't know if, like you, like when you mess up, do you just incorporate it into the design, or do you start a new card?
No, I start
a new card. Yeah, isn't that horrible? Some people incorporate it.
No, I can't tell you how many cards that I mean, I will flip things, and but unfortunately, there's only 2 sides to a piece of paper, and I generally need more than that. Whenever I first started stamping, as well as whenever I first started doing my coloring with markers, that I have a lot of mistakes, a ton of mistakes, and my sister always, it drives my sister crazy, I think, because she said that she's like, your mistake is somebody else's perfect. She's like, so why do you keep doing what? Like, I could never do what you just did, and there's a mistake, and you're saying that there's a mistake. And I said, well, that I see it. So even if nobody else will know, and I'm sure you're the same way, Ken, no matter what anybody else would think, I know that that's happening. Even if I cover up with something and I hand someone that card, I know what's under there. I know
yeah.
something that had to be put on top of that. So I will remake a card quite a few times, or remake anything. I can't tell you how many pieces of vinyl I've had to pull up because one little bubble that no one would ever notice that I could use one pin to fix drives me absolutely crazy. So OCD and crafting is not a very fun mix, and I think that's what happens.
Awesome. Well, I don't know. I haven't looked at the questions because we've been chatting. Do you see any questions anyone has?
Let me take a look here and see what I have to just refresh and see what's been going on, because I'm sure it looks like there's tons of stuff that is here.
Well, people are still supporting that Carol Duvall is a real person, so I do have to give in to you on that, because obviously I'm going to have to YouTube her and watch her stuff, because it sounds like she was pretty amazing.
Yes,
so yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, Carolyn asked how old Brutus is. Carolyn, I'm not exactly sure how old Brutus is. We have had him for 7 years, but I'm not sure exactly how old he is, because he was actually a rescue. He unfortunately was involved in dog fighting, so we rescued him, and he has been living in the lap of luxury ever since. So he's doing very well, but we've had him for about 7 years. I'm not sure his exact age, though. Let's see. A lot of people are asking about the Spectrum Noir, so you definitely you signed me right up.
I think people are waiting to see that, and I am too. I just bought a whole bunch of markers actually from close to my heart, and I'm intimidated to use them. I stamp my image, and it just sits on a white piece of paper, and it looks beautiful, and then I end up going back to paper crafting because that's what I know. But I want to step out, and you are my teacher, so you need to teach us how to color in the lines. That could be your slogan. Color in the lines.
And I think
color
that
outside
I do coloring outside of the lines. Oh, Handmade Cards said some mixed media would be great, Christopher. That is something that I would love to get into. I would love to get an art journal. So that's something that I would like to do as well. I'm in the works with a craft company right now. Well, actually, they're not even really a craft company. They're like a novelty company that sells crafts. So I'm working with them to try to get some of their products to show, and use some of their stuff for mixed media, because they do have a lot of really great mixed media projects. So stay tuned for that, because hopefully everything pans out with that by mid-December, and then we'll be able to do more mixed media.
I just think everyone loves you so much and wants to see your videos. So you just need, I'd maybe post like 3 a week.
I do.
Christopher, they're really not that hard. I mean, in front of a camera, you do your projects, you put it on the internet.
I know, with the projects, unfortunately, you know how things happen in the YouTube world. You start filming, and then you take a picture, and you think that you're filming the entire time, or you are using a program on the computer and all of a sudden that program does not work, or your camera falls off of the tripod, or you say something wrong, so you have to go back and switch it, or you're trying to stamp and your stamp pad's dry. I mean, there's a lot of things that happen in producing and creating a YouTube channel. So, I mean, we've had many discussions.
I'm just saying, you might have a few shockwave errors.
Yes, you may very well have a few shockwave errors, and it just depends. I mean, it's if you want to have a good quality YouTube video where you're actually teaching and you want to know and research what you're talking about, it unfortunately does take a little bit of time. There are some videos that are out there that don't necessarily look like they used the product before. So I want to make sure that I know exactly, and I know you're the same way, Ken. Know exactly what the product is and how to use it before I make a video on it.
Well, except for ATG again, because I did mispronounce that in like 17 of my videos. But it's
correct.
And now I'm saying ATG again, which someone has already commented that I'm saying advanced tape gun. So
yes, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're our own biggest critics, and I think you and I are each other's biggest critics. An insider scoop for everyone out there: Ken and I will immediately call one another when someone messes up something in a video. Before the video is even posted, I will call Ken, or Ken will call me, and we can't wait to find something that is going on in the video. And we definitely help each other out a lot.
Within 5 minutes of my current video being posted, I had a text from you saying, "You are not very smart. You misspelled a word," and that is the worst feeling ever.
Yeah,
because it's already posted, but. It is what it is. We make mistakes. We're not perfect.
Not nearly as bad as the time that I was wearing a V-neck T-shirt, and you called me and told me, "Do I really want to represent myself that way?" So we get each other all the time, and it's all in good fun. Ken and I are very good friends, and we have become very good friends through crafting and creativity. And I think that we actually have a video or a collab or something coming up. So stay tuned for that. I think we still have to work that all out, but. Hopefully there's going to be a Ken's Creations and Chris Fallon Designs video coming up where we talk about some of our favorite things.
Yes, I agree. So I don't know if I didn't see any other questions.
I don't think there's any other questions.
And I don't believe Michelle had anything else, but if she does, she can chime in.
Yeah, what I was going to do is let you know where you can download the Inkscape.
Oh, perfect. That'd be great.
And if you go to inkscape.org, it's a free program, a free vector program, and it's for both Mac and Windows. It's really a great program. Also, Amy Chomas, she has offered a 10% coupon. She was our guest last week, and she demonstrated some of her pen holders and engraving tip for the Cricut Explorer. And for a limited time, she's offering a coupon code for her pen holders and engraving tips, and if you use the code SCRAPPY10 at checkout, you'll save 10% in her store. And you could go to amychomas.com.
I can't wait. I'm ordering mine tonight. I just spoke to her before the hangout. I can't wait. And there was a question actually about that, Ken, for you. Omar said, and hi, Omar. I absolutely love your blog, and I love everything on it. I just recently started following it. Hi, Ken. I saw that you posted a video on Amy's adapters. Have you tried drawing and then cutting? Is there an offset correction that you should do? I love the writing feature.
So I have not tried writing and cutting with them. It's something I wanted to explore more in my video, but the feedback, because let me tell you, people are very honest in their comments and their feedback, have all told me that my videos are too long. So in an effort to shorten them, that got cut out on the cutting room floor. But I do want to do a follow-up video because that is a big question I have as well, and I'm working with Amy on that. She is getting used to the Explorer, and I will say because of just the Explorer's capabilities, it is something that we will have to work out and figure out. So I am currently playing around with that feature, and last night after the video I was still trying to work out all the details, so I want to make sure that when I do that video it's perfect and gives you the instructions all laid out, so that way it's an easy process for you. So stay tuned, but I haven't been able to publish that on a video yet. But the pens work great, the adapter works great, the engraver is absolutely wonderful. So I love the fact that I can engrave now using my Cricut Explorer. So do you have some on order then, Christopher? Are they coming?
I did not place the order yet. I wanted to hop on here, but I'm going to place it after. She just sent me the link for everything, so I think I'm going to try out some different things with the Explorer as well as with the Cameo. Because with the Cameo, there's a little bit of a different feature that is obviously the sketch feature, and I'm excited to kind of try out some of those sketch drawings and see how that works out. Obviously, with the Explorer, I do want to try out, like Omar was saying, the cut, the write and then cut. I have had a little bit of luck with that with just using the Cricut pens on my Halloween cards. And I don't have them here anymore because I actually sent them out. But on my one Halloween card where I actually used the Spectrum Noirs on it, I used the Perfect Medium pens and embossed, and then had it cut out the hat around it, and it was a little bit off. I mean, not so much off that anybody would notice, but it was just a little bit off whenever I cut it out. So I just shaped it up a little bit with scissors. But again, that's, I think, just something that you kind of have to figure out, because I don't know if the machine is necessarily calibrated to have something draw on top of something that's cut, because it's obviously usually it would be cutting out those two layers separately. So again, it might just take some finicking around, and you can figure that out.
All right, very cool. Well, do you see any more questions? I was looking at both the YouTube feed and the regular feed on questions, and I didn't know, Michelle, besides the Inkscape, did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, what I wanted to do is let them know about the challenge on the Facebook page. And if they go to the Facebook page, facebook.com, ScrappyDew Kreations, and scroll down to this post here where Marge posted her project, and just click on See More, and there's the link there for the challenge. Okay, and you'll find the download link for the file and also the tutorial, and the date, like I said, is till November 15th, and you just have to create the holder and 3 note cards to be eligible for the challenge prize. And the prize is a $20 ScrappyDew store certificate.
Wow, perfect. Awesome. And Christopher, did you see any comments?
As far as I can see, I mean, there are some comments, but there's not really any questions. Marissa said, "Love your videos, Ken." Sue said, "I want to watch your video when you make it, Ken, even if it is long." Laugh out loud. Yeah, it just looks like there's a couple of comments. There are a couple of comments, Michelle, that they said that they could not see the projects, but you will post those after the video, correct?
I can show them again if you'd like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a couple of comments here that say that they were unable to see the design team project, so it might have just been that the camera may not have been on you. So if you could maybe just re-show them, but you do post them after as well, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do a screen share in just a moment.
Okay.
So this weekend, Christopher, do you plan on making any videos? Maybe a Spectrum Noir video?
I think that I might be making a Spectrum Noir video this weekend now that I feel like I have to. I mean, now that everyone wants to learn about. I mean, I absolutely love the markers. They're a very inexpensive alternative.
Is that why you went with those instead of Copic markers, or because I've heard people go back and forth between the two markers?
My thing wasn't necessarily the price, because obviously they can be collected over time, and you're not spending all of that money at once. My problem was every retailer that I went to did not have all of the colors or the line or the you know the I guess the succession of markers or colors that I wanted. Also, it was a little bit more confusing with the Copics. There's a couple of different lines. There's a couple of different tips. So I'm not saying that I would never use Copics. I would certainly love to use Copics. There's a lot of great designers out there that use the Copics. It's just that the Spectrum Noirs came very natural to me. They were just a little bit easier to figure out. So what I'll do is let's master the Spectrum Noirs first, and then we'll do something with the Copics after.
Perfect. Well, it sounds like a lot of people are looking forward to it, so I can't wait to see it too, because I'm scared of coloring. You know, as kids it was easy to color. I don't know why it was so easy, but when you get older and you're using these markers, it is intimidating because you see these people post beautiful projects shading, and they're absolutely amazing, and it doesn't even look like they colored it. It looks like a printed photo, and it is intimidating just because I've tried doing it, and let's just say mine did not look like that. It did not look very good, Christopher. It was very sad.
I mean, it's you'll learn. It's easy. I mean, I had to kind of teach myself because some of the videos are a little bit confusing because it seems like they already know how to use them, so you have to really dumb it down for me whenever I'm learning how to do stuff like that. But the lawn fawn project that I just posted, I actually used the Spectrum Noirs on those.
Very cool.
I think Michelle's
All
ready
right,
to go.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Jenna's cards, and these were the Halloween cards that she created for the neighbor's children, and she used the Costume Kids pattern file.
Michelle, it might be just me, but I don't see anything on your screen. Oh, there it is. Perfect.
Can you see it?
Yep, I can see it now.
And this is the second card. And that's Marge's challenge entry for Facebook. And this is Monica's snow globe card. And that's it opened. And this is also created by Monica. That's her Halloween card. And she used the Scrapping Silly's Halloween file. And that's the last of the projects.
Wow, they did a really good job.
They did.
Yeah, amazing. I love Halloween, and it's sad it's over, but now we're moving on to Christmas, and there's been some amazing Christmas projects. So we did have a question post about if anyone's used the sticker paper or vinyl, and I'm assuming it's the sticker paper maybe that goes on the windows, maybe the window clings. So if you have, make sure to post that in the comments so we can see the feedback on that, so that person can see that. So other than that, I didn't see any other questions. Unless you have anything, Michelle, I think we are good until next week.
Yeah, I think that's about it for this week.
All right, and I want to thank everyone again for being easy on us this first week. It was our first week while Rob was on training, so we were figuring out Google Hangout, and now that we've done it, next week will go a lot smoother. So we appreciate everything, and I hope you guys have an amazing week.
All right, good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us.